How's it going, everyone? It's K-Limit here, and today we are going to be talking about Poppy Playtime Chapter 2 on the Xbox Series X. So Chapter 2 is on Xbox Series X now, and so is Chapter 3. I have not played that one yet, but after playing this one, I have to say I am excited to continue playing more Poppy Playtime. This is a really good addition to what has already been shown so far. I really like this chapter. This chapter of Poppy Playtime is a lot longer than the first chapter was. The first chapter you can probably beat in around 45 minutes, and there actually is an achievement in this game for beating this game that fast. However, it seems like it would take a lot more effort than the first game would. You know, you can run through the first game pretty easily. This one has a lot more to it. The puzzles, in my opinion, are also better. And I like the areas in this game a lot more. There's a lot of cool areas in this one, especially when you get to this like fun zone area where you have to play a bunch of different games against the main antagonist of this one. So this chapter does have a different antagonist than Huggy Wuggy from the first chapter, which was kind of interesting, and I don't know if Huggy Wuggy is going to come back or not. I will say this chapter shows that there's more than one Huggy Wuggy. There's a lot of different colored versions of Huggy Wuggy. I saw another blue version like him. I think there was like a green one maybe, or a red one. There were some other ones, because there's actually a mini game called like Whack-a-Huggy or something like that, where you're trying to whack the Huggy Wuggies and stuff like that. So, and speaking of mini games, I actually do like the few different mini games that they provide in this that you play throughout the story. You played the one that I was just talking about, where it's basically whack-a-mole, but with Huggy Wuggies instead. You play another one where it is basically this like color game, and it really tries to throw you off, because it will tell you a color on the screen, but then the color behind the screen that you're looking at, will be like, say, orange, but the screen will say blue. So you have to hit the blue button and not the orange button. It tries to throw you off and try to hit you with mind games, and then eventually it will stop even doing colors, and it will just start doing like symbols randomly, and you have to try to be quick and hit the symbols, or else something bad will happen to you. All of these are like cartoony versions. I don't want to say kid friendly, but these are like cartoony versions of the Saw traps. That's basically what this game is. And I actually like it. It's pretty fun, and it's very tense. The games are very tense. There's one that is called Statues, and that one's like one of the final mini games that you're doing. And you are trying to get through this maze as quick as you can. It's like an obstacle course. You're trying to get through it as quick as you can, and you have this pug caterpillar combination thing chasing you the entire time. And when the lights are off, you can move. When the lights come on, you have to stand still. You can look around, but you can't actually move. So you can turn around, and you just see this pug caterpillar thing chasing you, and it's I don't like it. It's a very disturbing looking thing, but it's chasing you the entire time, and it's definitely tense. It actually did get me a couple times. This game, while it definitely will get you probably a few times, I will say, even though it can get you, it does have a fair checkpoint system. The checkpoint system, just like in the first game, is really good in this second one. And the reason why I call it second game is because on Xbox it technically is a separate game than Poppy Playtime 1. This is technically a completely separate game. Even when you get the final achievement for actually like finishing, the actual story of this one, it even says beat the game. So this is its own like separate game, which is kind of weird, but I mean, I don't care. I'm all for it either way. Now, I will say this game is $10, which is not bad for it at all. I still really enjoy it. I think that's a fair price for what this is, and I'm definitely planning on replaying it because I did enjoy it so much. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. While this game is still fun, it has a lot of cool mini-games. I like the villain that is this mommy Longlegs running around. She's creepy, and when you start playing this game against her later on, you start playing hide-and-seek against her, it's pretty tense as well, and there's some really fun running, chase scenes going on. I like all that stuff, but this game's not perfect, because its performance isn't as good as I would like it to be. Now, it's not that it lacks in terms of, how stable it is or whatever. What it really struggles with is bugs. This game has a lot of bugs in it. There was one point where it wouldn't actually let me use my grab hands. In these Poppy Playtime games, you have these grab hands, and you can use them to grab levers and pull them down, and you have to use them. This game focuses heavily on them, and at one point, it just would not let me use them. It's not a huge deal. Basically, what I had to do is I had to exit the story and then go back into the game, and it let me start using them again. But it's just an annoyance, and there's a few different times it did stuff like that to me. At one point, it made my character stuck in the crouch position, and I couldn't do anything, so I had to leave the story and then come back in. And then the very last bug I ran into, the last glitch, was basically my audio just went completely mute throughout the entire game. I went to the main menu to fix it, however, even the main menu's audio was muted. So I had to actually close out the game completely and start it back up to get it going. So this is kind of buggy. I don't know if the other versions are like that, but the Xbox Series X version, so far, from my experience of it, is very buggy. They could fix it with some patches. Hopefully they do, because I feel like this is something that probably should be fixed. Again, it doesn't ruin the experience, but it's just a little bit annoying. I don't think it's a deal breaker or anything like that, especially for the price of $10 and the fact that you get another amazing chapter of Poppy Playtime. I really, really do enjoy this chapter. I enjoyed just being in this world more, seeing more lore. There's a lot more lore that you're learning here. You get introduced to a few more characters. They take some turns that I don't expect. This game has a new gimmick when it comes to the grabbing hands. You actually have this green hand, and it can hold electrical currents, and it's really cool because they did that basically to add different types of puzzles in this game. So because of that ability and because of that gimmick, there's now a bunch of puzzles in this game that was not available in the first chapter of Poppy Playtime. So that's really nice to have as well. You finally meet Kissy Missy in this game, and her introduction is very interesting. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm interested to see where they go next with that character. The antagonist, Mommy Longlegs, she's a great antagonist. The voice acting for her is amazing. The music in the background of this game is fantastic. And I really do like pretty much everything that they've done with this game so far. Then the achievements, I will say, there are achievements in this game, and they are more difficult than they were in the first game. The first game, they were really easy to get. This one will probably require you to play through it multiple times to be able to get all the achievements. So some people may look at that as a downside. I look at it as a reason to go back and play this game. So it's not really a big deal to me. So I'm excited to go through and play this game again. I'm excited to just see more Poppy Playtime in the future. I'm definitely going to play Chapter 3 for the channel soon and talk about it, because after playing this, I'm just interested in this world more and more. And there's also the VHS tapes are back in this game as well, and you'll see some cameos, or at least you'll see at least one cameo that I'm familiar with from a famous YouTuber. I'm sure some people will enjoy that, but I did enjoy this game. It's fantastic, but, you know, even though it has some bugs and issues, I think that those can be fixed eventually. Hopefully they do fix it, but even if they don't, it doesn't ruin the experience. And for $10, I still highly recommend this, but you should obviously play these games in order. Go play Poppy Playtime 1 and then pick up Poppy Playtime 2 and enjoy the series, because so far it's really fun, and I can't wait to see what Chapter 3 is like. And then I believe Chapter 4 is coming out in 2024 at some point, so I'm excited to see what that's all about. Hopefully it gets released on Xbox around the same time as it gets released on everything else. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe button down below. I will leave a link in the description of my first Poppy Playtime video review, so if you want to see that, that will be there. And I will talk to you next one. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.